Aquashella 2025.
Hey guys, it's Logan. I'm gonna give you a little tour of the UNS booth. We're gonna talk to John and Parker, the creative minds behind a lot of the scapes here, and just kind of walk you through some of the cool stuff. Let's get started.
So we are featuring a little bit of everything. We got some really large systems, we got some micro systems, we got some holding systems as well for our stores and our retail customers. Me and John scaped all these tanks over the past couple months. We're really happy with how they turned out. They all grew in super well.
This is the showstopper right here, the centerpiece aquarium. It's a peninsula-style tank, viewable from, of course, 3 different sides, and people are really loving this one. They love checking out all the different viewing angles, all the different fish, the different substrate plants. It's just a really good example of what can be accomplished with some really biodiverse plants, a variety of fish. It's just a crowd pleaser. Speaking of crowd favorites, we got this beautiful beta sorority over here. So this is another example of something that can showcase a very popular fish, like a female beta, but also introduce a little bit of aquascaping. So they've got some beautiful echinodoris in the back, some greens, some reds, and a really lovely sorority of betas. So this is something that kids really appreciate because, you know, betas are so personable and so beautiful. They got so much energy. But to actually show that they're a lot happier and healthier with plants, I think is a really important thing to do. So it's been really cool seeing kids interact with this. And honestly, this is something I could see creating for myself. So I really dig this one. Here it is, my favorite, the viewable from 4 different sides, Iwagumi.
Parker and I scaped this pretty much 6 to 7 months ago with the intention of finally doing an Iwagumi tank, but we put a little twist to it, made it 360 viewable from all sides because it's pretty much like a cube layout right here. So you got 4 viewable panels of a different aquascape. Essentially, it's the same aquascape, but at 4 different angles.
Over here, we got these little micro concepts. So these are a great thing to showcase for folks that maybe have flirted with the idea of getting a planted aquarium or an aquascape. You see something smaller like this, and suddenly it's more manageable from a budget standpoint, from an equipment standpoint, from a plant standpoint, from a design standpoint. So I love that UNS is showcasing what can be accomplished in a smaller box. So really loving the micro concepts. This is the type of tank that might convert me over to the dark side. This is a macroalgae tank. If you're not familiar, macroalgae are kind of like the plants of the saltwater world. And this was set up by Ultum Parker of Ultum Nature Systems. And it's really, really beautiful. You know, typically I'm not into reef stuff, not into saltwater stuff, but I love the reds. I love how they contrast so nicely against the whites of the stone and the sand, and the greens of the macroalgae are so beautiful too. It's just really, really unique and interesting. So yeah, something like this might convert me over. I don't know, should I do a saltwater tank? Let me know.
Then we have a blue background 90L that's 1 of 1 right now. I think it's cool because we bake the color into the glass, so it's not just a blue overlay or paint that will scratch off. The blue is legitimately a blue background.
And then behind me over here are a beautiful UNS Foresta paladarium, one of the larger ones, and a smaller little paladarium as well. What cool and exciting sneak peeks do you guys got coming out this year? Usually UNS every year, you guys put out some as a hobbyist, some stuff that really move things forward. Is there anything you'd be willing to give us a little sneak preview of?
We're going back to doing more of kind of the freshwater peripheral stuff, just because a lot of our audience has been asking for that stuff recently. We think there's a hole in the market for some really cool innovation for that as well, because we've been really commercial and refocused over the past year or 2. So we're gonna definitely shift back over this next coming year, see if we can work into freshwater a bit more.
We are very hard at work working on Titan 2, which will be an app-controlled light. How it will look like, we have an idea. How the app will look like, we have an idea. But ideas don't really turn into actual live products until we actually get to the testing phase, which we are working on, I will say.
That's exciting to hear because the Titan 1 is one of the most beautiful lights in the hobby. So I've noticed that a trend, everything is getting app controlled, which I'm a huge proponent of. I have all my equipment on smart power strips. So to be able to do maintenance, not touch electrical equipment, including your light, is dope. So that concludes our little tour of the stunning UNS booth here at Aquashella LA 2025. Let me know down below in the comments, would you ever come to an event like this if it was in your area? And what's your favorite tank I've shown you? Thanks so much for watching. Catch you guys in Dallas next time. Bye-bye.